Everyone walked past him, a small boy shivering alone in the freezing cold. People looked, but nobody cared, until a poor girl stopped. She gave him her coat, her food, and her kindness, not knowing that the boy she was saving was actually the missing son of a billionaire. What happened next shocked the entire city. If you're part of the Black Visionaries family, hit that like button right now and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories like this one. Because this act of kindness changed everything. The snow fell like tiny shards of glass, stinging everyone who dared to walk through it. People hurried down the busy street, heads buried in scarves, eyes fixed on their phones, desperate to escape the cold. No one noticed the small boy sitting alone near the bus stop, knees pulled to his chest, shivering so hard that even the bench seemed to tremble beneath him. His fingers were purple, his lips turning pale, and his clothes, thin and soaked, looked like they belonged to a different season. Among the passing crowd was a girl named Maya. She was barely 14, wearing an old jacket that didn't fully zip and sneakers with holes in the soles. In one hand, she carried a plastic bag with 2 bread rolls and a small jar of peanut butter, dinner for her and her mother that night. Her eyes caught something that made her stop mid-step. The boy. For a second, she thought maybe someone else would stop. But everyone kept walking. A businessman brushed snow from his suit. 2 women laughed at something on their phones, and a mother pulled her kid away saying, "Don't stare." The boy trembled again, trying to cover his hands under his arms. That was it. Maya dropped her bag and ran to him. "Hey," she said softly, crouching beside him. "Are you okay?" The boy looked up weakly. His voice cracked when he tried to speak. I'm cold." Without another word, Maya pulled off her scarf and wrapped it around his neck, then took off her coat and covered him with it. The cold stabbed through her thin sweater instantly, but she didn't care. The boy's shaking slowed just a little. "What's your name?" she asked. "Eli," he whispered, barely audible. "Well, Eli," she said, forcing a smile, "you're lucky. I've got the best peanut butter in the city." She opened her bag, tore a piece of bread, and handed it to him. He hesitated at first, but then took a small bite. His lips were trembling, but when he looked at her, something in his eyes changed, like the warmth of her kindness had reached him before the food did. A man walking by muttered, "Don't get involved, kid. Call someone." Maya turned her head sharply. "We are someone," she said. The man kept walking, but she stayed. She wasn't going anywhere. She looked around and spotted a laundromat across the street. The windows glowed with yellow light. She grabbed Eli's hand. "Come on, we're getting warm." Inside, the owner, Miss Farah, knew Maya well. "You again, helper girl," she said with a kind smile. "What's the rescue this time?" "A freezing boy," Maya said, guiding Eli in. Miss Farah turned on one of the dryers and let him sit right in front of it. Warm air filled the room, and slowly, color started returning to the boy's face. Maya rubbed his hands between hers. He smiled faintly, whispering, "Thank you." "Where's your home?" Maya asked. "I don't remember," Eli said quietly. "I was in a hotel. I went outside to see the snow. Then I got lost." Miss Farah brought them 2 paper cups of cocoa. "No phone, no number." Eli shook his head. "I don't remember the number." His eyes filled with tears. Maya saw that look, the kind of fear she had known before. So instead of asking more questions, she smiled. "You like magic tricks?" He nodded. She snapped her fingers and pretended to pull a coin from behind his ear. It was just a washer token from the dryer, but it made him laugh. After a while, Maya said, "Let's go to the community center. They help kids like you." "Will you come with me?" he asked, eyes pleading. "Of course," she said. "I'm not leaving you alone." When they arrived at the center, a kind volunteer named Jonah gave them blankets and snacks. "You did the right thing bringing him," he said. "We'll call someone." As they sat on the bench waiting, a TV in the corner played softly. The anchor's voice made Maya freeze. "Breaking news. Elias Whitmore, 10-year-old son of billionaire Nathan Whitmore, has gone missing near the Lakeside Hotel." A photo appeared on the screen. It was Eli, same face, same eyes. Jonah's jaw dropped. "Kid, that's you." Eli's eyes widened. "I didn't mean to run away," he said quickly. "I just wanted to see the snow up close. Then I couldn't find the car again." Maya squeezed his hand. "It's okay. You're safe now." Jonah called the hotline immediately. Within minutes, a police officer arrived, calm and gentle. She knelt beside Eli. "Your parents are looking for you everywhere," she said softly. "You're a brave boy. Let's get you home." Before long, black SUVs screeched to a stop outside. Men in coats, security officers, and a tall man with gray hair rushed in. The moment Eli saw him, he yelled, "Dad," and ran into his arms. Nathan Whitmore dropped to his knees and held his son so tightly that even the reporters outside could feel the relief. Nathan looked up to see Maya standing there, shivering without her coat, her arms red from the cold. The officer explained what had happened, how she gave him her jacket, how she fed him, how she stayed. Nathan stood up slowly and walked toward her. "You're the one who helped my boy?" he asked softly. Maya nodded. "He needed someone." Nathan's voice cracked. Everyone else walked by. "Yeah," she said quietly. "But I couldn't." He looked at her, the thin clothes, the trembling hands, and felt a shame he hadn't known before. He had built towers, companies, and empires, but it took a poor girl in worn-out shoes to save the most precious thing in his world. "Where do you live?" he asked. "A few blocks from here," Maya said. "With my mom." "Does your mom know what kind of hero you are?" he asked. She smiled shyly. "She taught me." He offered her a ride home, but Eli tugged his sleeve. "Dad, can she come to the hotel first? Please? I want to thank her properly." Nathan hesitated for a second, then smiled. "Of course." The car ride felt like something from a dream. When they reached the lakeside hotel, the lobby glowed like gold. Everyone stopped and stared as the billionaire carried his son inside, wrapped in the poor girl's scarf. Nathan turned to his staff. "Get this young lady something warm to wear." Now, they brought her a new coat, soft gloves, and shoes that actually fit. For the first time in a long while, she felt warmth that wasn't from a dryer. They all had dinner together, soup, bread, and laughter. Eli told her jokes. She taught him another magic trick. The boy who had been freezing just hours ago now couldn't stop smiling. After dinner, Nathan called Maya aside. "I've spent years counting money," he said quietly. "But tonight, I learned the value of something you can't buy: compassion." He paused. "Tell me honestly, Maya, what do you need? What would make things easier for you and your mom?" She looked at him, unsure what to say. "I don't want money," she said softly. "But my mom works day and night. If she could have a job that lets her rest, even a little, that would be enough." Nathan nodded. "Consider it done." The next morning, Nathan held a press conference. Cameras flashed everywhere. He stood beside Maya and Eli, his voice strong but emotional. "Last night, my son was found safe, not by police, not by bodyguards, but by a young girl who had almost nothing and still gave everything she had. The world doesn't need more wealth. It needs more hearts like hers." He announced a new project, a foundation to build heating shelters across the city so that no one would ever freeze again. It would be called the Dryer Light Initiative, inspired by the laundromat that kept Eli alive. Reporters turned to Maya. "Why did you stop for him when no one else did?" one asked. She thought for a second, then said, "Because people aren't obstacles. They're chances to be kind." Her words went viral within hours. The photo of her giving Eli her scarf spread across the internet. Donations poured in for the foundation. Maya's mom started her new job at one of Nathan's companies, and every week, a small package arrived at their door: fresh groceries, warm clothes, and a handwritten note that said, "Thank you for reminding me what matters." A few weeks later, Maya and Eli met again at the laundromat where it all began. The dryers hummed softly in the background. He handed her a small metal coin, the same dryer token she had used for her magic trick that night. "You keep it," he said. "It's our reminder." She smiled. "Our secret magic." They stood by the window as snow began to fall again. But this time, the city didn't rush past. People stopped to hand out cocoa, gloves, and blankets, because one act of kindness had started something that spread like warmth through the coldest night. And as the wind whispered outside, Maya realized something she'd remember forever. Even the smallest spark of compassion can light up the darkest corner of the world. One small act of kindness can change a life, and sometimes the whole world. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories right here on Black Visionaries. See you in the next one.